Hi everyone, Melissa with EECC Travels, and I am here today doing a video by myself in front of our travel collection because I have an exciting announcement. This is very exciting for me. This is something that I've been thinking about for a while and I finally made the decision to do it. Let me take a step back and give you some insight of what I'm talking about. We've been doing this channel for about 2.5 years now. Go on trips, we make videos, we share our experiences. We've started this tip series where we're sharing our knowledge with everyone. And I get the question over and over again, are you a travel agent? Well, the answer was no. I had never thought about being a travel agent. I had never used a travel agent. I had always planned everything myself. So the answer was no. But the more people kept asking me, the more I started thinking, well, maybe I should look into this. Maybe that is something that I could do to help others plan their travels. So being the researcher that I am, I started investigating. What does it mean to be a home-based travel agent? How do you go about becoming a home-based travel agent? And so I did the research. I found many different companies, many different ways of doing this. I found one that was a fit for me, and it happened. I am now a travel agent. So this is new. If you're in our Facebook group, EECC Travels Community, those guys know what's been going on, because as soon as I made the decision, I put it out there in the Facebook group to get some feedback. Got very positive feedback, so I thought, okay, this is the right decision. This is the right move for me to make. And I've begun, for the last month and a half, I've been training, because you can't just step into the role. Even though I know a lot about travel, there's still a lot more to know. So I've been training, and I feel comfortable enough now to make the announcement to everybody that follows us that I am a travel agent. So what does that mean? If someone has never worked with a travel agent before, what is the difference in working with a travel agent and booking on your own? Well, I'll tell you, I've always booked on my own because I'm very research oriented, very detail oriented. I put hours into researching a trip before I book it. So that's something that has always interested me. And that's the job of a travel agent, to do the research, to figure out what's the best fit for someone going on a trip. So for instance, if you wanted to go on a cruise and you've never been on a cruise before, so you don't know what cruise line you want to go on, you don't know what itinerary you want to go on, you don't know if you want one of those big mega ships or a small ship, that's where I can come in, ask some questions to see what's the right fit for you and help narrow that search down. So I'm really excited about this because for 2.5 years now, I've been getting questions. You know, should I do this? Should I do that? What do you recommend? What was your experience here? And I can answer from my own personal experience. But now I have those personal experiences. I'm going to keep making those personal experiences, but I have a wealth of resources out there as well. So to be a good travel agent, you need to focus. There is so much travel out there that you can't know everything. So I am focusing on what interests me and my family, which is cruising, Disney, and Universal. So I have started my training. I've completed my Disney training. I got my certificate of the College of Disney Knowledge. I've completed my training for Universal Studios. I've completed my training for Carnival Cruise Line. I'm in the middle of Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, and then I'm going to move on to all of the cruise lines. Included in the Disney training was Disney Cruise Line, so that's covered as well. So and here's the funny thing, I thought I knew a lot about Disney. I've been to Disney my whole life, and I learned so much more going through that training than I ever knew. I've been cruising for years, but I learned so much more going through these trainings than I ever knew. So it's really fantastic, the knowledge that I have now. There's 2 different ways you can book travel. You can book it on your own, or you can book it with a travel agent, okay? If you book it on your own, which is how I had always done it, there's nothing wrong with that. You're gonna do all the research, you're gonna book it, You're gonna make all the follow-ups, and you're responsible for anything, any problems you have. You have to deal with those yourself. So if there's a problem, say you get to your resort and you don't have the type of room that you wanted to, that you booked, and you were put somewhere else. Happened to me before. You've got to deal with that situation yourself. If you book with a travel agent, then your travel agent is going to do all the research for you. It's going to make the bookings for you. It's going to find the best price available. And I'm not saying that you can always get a discount with a travel agent, but sometimes you can. Our agency is given promos that we can offer to our clients that may provide additional discounts or an onboard credit, or it varies from time to time. So while I can't sit here and say, you know, book with me as a travel agent, I'm going to save you money. That's not always the case, but the benefit, the true benefit that I think is the organization and the knowledge. Because if you come to me, and I can't speak for other travel agents, but if you come to me and ask me to help you book your Disney trip, I've been to Disney many times. I have been to Disney World and Disneyland, and so I've been there. I know it. I've experienced it. I know what the climate is like in Florida and how to pack for Florida and things like that. You know, when do you need to book your dining reservations, when you need to book your fast passes, what type of resort is best for your family. I can answer those questions for you instead of you having to do the research on your own. Anyway, food for thought. The first question I have gotten from many people is, what do you charge? The answer is nothing. You pay nothing to work with a travel agent, okay? The companies pay the travel agents a commission, and it's no different. So if you go book online and you see a rate, or you book with a travel agent, it's gonna be the same rate, okay? So you're not paying more to work with a travel agent, and on the flip side, you're not gonna save by not using a travel agent. It's gonna be the same cost one way or the other. The difference is you've got someone that can help you if you have a question, or if you have a problem, or you have a concern, or anything like that. You can call me or text me or email me, and I can help you with that question. Now, there are some circumstances when a travel agent is going to charge a fee. Say, for instance, you decide you want to go on a cross-country West Coast to East Coast trip, and you want to book, you know, hotels all the way along and activities all the way along. That's a lot of planning. So if you do something out of the ordinary like that, a travel agent may charge you a professional planning fee. But for 99.9% of all travel being booked through a travel agency, your fee is nothing. You pay nothing for the expertise of that travel agent. So I hope that helps, because that was a lot of people's concern. I don't want to use a travel agent, it costs too much money. It doesn't. So, good. So now we're going to go into Travel Agent 101. Why should you book with a travel agent? Number one is convenience. As I mentioned before, a travel agent is knowledgeable, and I'm saying a travel agent, I'm speaking for myself, but in general, travel agents don't get into this business for the money. They get into this business because they truly love to travel, and they want to help other people have these amazing experiences that they're having. So convenience is one. So you can go to a travel agent and say, I want to book a trip. And it doesn't matter what kind of trip it is, the travel agent can find it for you, book it for you, and take care of all the details. So if you need a flight, the flight can be added. If you need ground transportation, that can be added. If you need dining reservations, that can be done. It's convenient. Number two, you can get more for your money. So as I mentioned before, it doesn't cost you anything to use a travel agent. So you've got a travel agent's expertise, and my time is being spent instead of your time being spent doing that research to figure out what's best for you. And also, as I said, sometimes there may be an additional discount that can be provided by that travel agent. Okay, number three, it saves you time and stress. So planning a trip from beginning to end can A, be very time consuming, and B, be very stressful. And I'm gonna use Disney as an example here. If you've never stepped foot in Walt Disney World, you don't even know where to start. You know, there's resort, you have to choose a resort. You have to choose what kind of ticket you're gonna buy, what park you're gonna go to on what day. How do you book dining? How do you book fast passes? There's a lot to it. So you're gonna, if you've never been, you're gonna spend hours researching, figuring out what's right for you and your family. Then when you get there, you're gonna be trying to make sure everything goes right because you spent so much time planning, you want it to be perfect, okay? I can tell you from personal experience, I made this mistake. We had gone before we had kids, and then we waited until the twins were about 4 years old to go back to Disney. It had been a long time since we had been. So I started researching, but I didn't research enough. I didn't research dining reservations. We went in July, and you couldn't get a dining reservation in July by walking up to the door. If you didn't have a dining reservation, you were eating quick service the entire trip. So that's something I learned the hard way of what to do and what not to do. So that's just an example. I'm using Disney as an example because it's such a complex trip to plan. But, so using a travel agent will save you time and stress. Okay, also travel agents are accessible. Like I said, I can be reached by phone, by text, by email. This is with me pretty much 24 hours a day. So if you have a question, I'm gonna be able to answer it for you. I do work a full-time job, but there are times where I can glance at my phone, and if you have a quick question, I can answer it for you. If not, I will get with you as soon as I can, very quickly. So I'm a real person, as opposed to using an automated system. And then if you do need to call in to customer service, you're never gonna get the same person twice. Even if you ask for a person's name, when you call back, they may not be on shift, or they might be on the other line with someone else. So the likelihood of speaking to the same person twice when you're calling a customer service center is slim to none. So you get a personal element working with a travel agent. Okay, this is my favorite. Travel agents are passionate about travel. In case you haven't noticed, me and my family love to travel. We travel whenever we can, as much as we can, and we share our experiences because there are things that maybe we have figured out that you didn't think about, and that you're like, oh, well, I'm going there, I can do that. So my family is very passionate about travel, and that's why I made this decision. I made this decision because so many of you have asked for my help, and I love helping. I answer every comment that has a question in it, whether you send it to me through Facebook or Twitter or Messenger, or leave a comment on our YouTube videos. I answer every question that is posed to me, and I want to continue to do that, but this is able to expand upon that. So if you need more than just a simple question answered, now I can actually help. Before, I was only able to give you my opinion from my personal experience. Now I have better resources to answer your question. So yes, I'm very passionate about travel. And I'm hoping that doing this will allow new experiences for my family. Because just for instance, for cruising, so far we've only cruised with Carnival. We do have a trip planned later this year with Norwegian. But since I've started doing the Royal Caribbean training, I want to get on one of those ships. Those ships look amazing. And I'm not saying they're better than any other cruise line. They're all different. That's what's so amazing about it. They're different. I'm not going to say this line is better than that line, or this vacation is better than that vacation. They're different experiences, and I am all for different experiences. That's why you'll see. And I get a lot of questions. Are you going to be on the Breeze? Are you going to be on the Dream? I can pretty much tell you if we've been on a ship, we won't travel on that ship again. Not that we didn't like the ship. We loved the ship. But there's a lot more ships out there that we haven't been on yet, and we like to try new things. Okay, and lastly, travel agents are connected. You will be dealing with me, but I have a network of travel agents that I deal with. So if there's a question that I can't answer, I can pose it to the others that I work with and say, hey, have you come across this, or did you find a good deal for that? So just today I was talking to a fellow travel agent and learned something I didn't know. So we're always learning, always connecting with others. There's several travel agents in our Facebook group. So if you're looking for a travel agent, just put it out there. Hey, I need a travel agent. And there's many of us that can help you. So I'm not saying you have to use EECC Travels and you have to use me as a travel agent. I'm promoting all good travel agents. So there's a lot of good travel agents out there. We do this because we love travel and that we want to help others have good travel experiences. So if you are interested in using a travel agency, if you are interested in using EECC Travels and letting me book your next trip, there's a link down in the bottom to our website. So we've always had a website, but I've updated our website with some travel agent information and where to get started. So the first thing to do is send me an email. Email is the best way to keep everything organized for me. So if you send me an email, I'm able to send you documents, I'm able to send you quotes. It's just the best form of communication in this line of business. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm very excited about this new venture in my life. A year ago, if you would have asked me if I was ever going to become a travel agent, I would have said no. No way. No. But just, it's the right fit. And the more I think about it, the more I talk to people, I know this is the right fit for me. So I'm very excited about it. I'm very happy to help you guys plan your travel. So please get in contact with me if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.